Hello guys, today we will continue in our book Family and Friends, Unit 1, You Can Build It. Okay, today we have a new lesson. Now we will read the text and we will go for our lesson. Here we have a conversation between the professor and the robot Chip. The professor said, "Oh, Chip, you have made a mess." "I'm sorry, Professor. I wanted to make you a cake." "I have never made a cake. I think I need to practice." "Yes, you do." "Have you ever cleaned a kitchen?" "No, I haven't." "Well, you can practice now." Here, look at picture 1. You have made a mess. Picture 2. I have never made a cake. Picture 3. Have you ever cleaned a kitchen? Here we can see the word or the helping verb have and a main verb like made and cleaned. What is this for? This is what we have today in lesson 3 and 4. This called present perfect. Okay, let's go for the usage of the present perfect. We use the present perfect tense to express an action that happened in the past, but it has a result in the present. Something happened in the past and we can see the result of it now in the present, or something still true in the present, something started in the past and still true now. And it used to link the past with the present. Okay, what about the form of the present perfect? Present perfect consists of have or has plus past participle. Have or has plus past participle. Okay, some examples. I have lost my passport. This means that I lost my passport in the past and I still can find it now. I can't find it now. Number 2, he has gone out. He has gone out. So this means that he isn't at home now. Number 3, they have been to Spain before. They have been to Spain before. This means that they traveled to Spain before and came back. Okay? Look at the verb here. Have been. We have the helping verb have and the main verb been. Okay? So what is the verb gone and been? We can or we will know now. We said that the present perfect consists of has or have as a helping verb and the past participle. So what is the past participle? Past participle is the third form of the verb. The third form of the verb. In the past simple, we said that we use the second form of the verb, that we add in the regular verbs we add d or ed or ied, and in the irregular verbs they totally change. Okay, so here in the past participle this is the third form of the verb. In the regular verbs we add d or ed or ied. But what about the irregular verbs? We have some verbs that they still the same and other verbs they change or will be different from the past simple. Okay, so some verbs are the same in the past simple, and sometimes some verbs are different. What are these verbs? Let's see. We have here the irregular verbs. Okay, some verbs that still the same, like the verb lose. Lose in the first form, and in the second form it's lost, and in the third form the same, lost. Make, second form made, third form made. Have, second form had, third form had. And we have some other verbs that will be different. Do, second form did, third form done. See, second form saw, third form seen. Write, second form wrote, third form written. And go, went, gone. Okay? And we have verb to be, am or is or are in the present. In the past simple they are was and were, and in the past participle they are been. Okay? Like here, she has made a cake. Number 2, I have done my homework. I have done my homework. Number 3, they have written some letters. Okay? Now, we will read this text and we will continue. Ben has had woodwork lessons since he was 8. He goes to lessons every Tuesday and Thursday after school. He is very good at woodwork now. He has worked on this wooden table for 2 weeks. He has decided to give it to his mom as a present. Okay, so here we can see some new words like since and for. What are these words? Here we have some keywords to know that this tense is the present perfect. These words are since, for, ever, never, just, recently, already, before, and yet. For today, we will talk about ever, never, since, and for. Let's start. Ever. We use ever in the questions to ask what someone has done in his life up to now. We use it in the questions to ask what someone has done in his life up to now. Like in this example, have you ever cleaned the kitchen? Have you ever cleaned the kitchen? Did you did this thing before or now? Have you ever did it? Okay, so ever comes in the questions. Okay? Never comes in the normal sentence to talk about what someone hasn't done in his life up to now. Something he hasn't done. And it gives the negative meaning. Okay? Look at the example. I have never made a cake. So I didn't make a cake before, and now I don't do it. Okay? Till now I don't do it. So I have never made a cake. Okay? So ever comes in the question and never comes in the normal sentence to give the negative meaning. Okay? Okay, let's see what we have next. Since. Since, we use it to talk about past actions after a certain time or date. That action I know when or the time that this action start. I know the time that this action start. Like Mrs. Fatma is in her office. She has been there since 7 o'clock. So Mrs. Fatma came or went to her office at 7 o'clock and she is there till now. Okay, till the moment of speaking. Number 2, Noha has been at this school since 2008. This sentence means that Noha went to the school in 2008 and she is in the same school till now. Okay, so I know when did this action start or happen. Okay, the time of the action. Okay, 4. We use for to talk about past actions in a period of time. We know when we use for, we know the period of the action, how much time did this action take, but we don't know when it started. Okay, like we have been waiting for 40 minutes at the station. So we spent 40 minutes at the station, waiting at the station, but we don't know when did they start waiting. They have stayed in Alex for 3 days, so they spent 3 days in Alex. But when did they start? When did these days started? We don't know. Okay, this is the difference between since and for. Okay. Okay, now let's go for the next part. Here, number 1, choose the correct answer. Number 1, I have never watched, ever watched it, never watched it, always watched this movie before. Okay, word by word. Here, I have, this is the present perfect. So we have the helping verb have. I have to choose the past participle. Okay, so I can't use watch, so here I can't use never watch or always watch. So the choice here between ever watch it and never watch it. Here we said that ever comes in the question. This is number 1. Number 2, we said that before most of time comes with never. So the choice here is never watch it. Let's read it. I have never watched this movie before. Okay. Number 2, has Jane climbed ever climbed, never climbed, climb a mountain? This is a question in the present perfect. Has Jane. So we will choose yes, past participle. So we can't use climb. Okay, here we have climb ever climbed, never climbed. We said that never comes in the negative sentence. Okay, it gives the same meaning with the word not. So we can't use it in the question. Okay, so here climbed ever and ever climbed. We said that ever comes after has or have and before the main verb. So here I will choose ever climbed. So has Jane ever climbed a mountain? Number 3, Omar has never eaten, never has eaten never, have eat. Chinese food. Here, number 1, I can't use have eat. Okay, it should be have eaten. So this is number 1, I can't use it. Okay, number 2. We said that never comes after have and has and before the main verb. So here I will choose, yes, has never eaten. So Omar has never eaten Chinese food. Number 4. He has gone, go, went, goes to Paris last year. Here I have the word last, and this is a keyword for the, yes, past simple. So here I will use went. So he went to Paris last year. This is a past simple tense sentence. Number 5. We hasn't, haven't, aren't, isn't played football yet. Here we have the word yet, so this is this sentence in the present perfect. So I have played in the past participle, I would choose have or has, and with we will choose haven't. We haven't played football yet. Let's go for the next one. Here, rewrite the following sentences. Number 1. My niece didn't travel abroad before. Use never. We said that never gives the same meaning with the negative or the word not. So never, we will use it in the present perfect. So I will say my niece has never traveled abroad before. Okay, my niece has never traveled abroad before. Let's go for number 2. He attended the party before. Use has. Okay, so here I would start with he has attended the party before. Okay, number 3. We have translated all the passage. Use not. Not always comes after the helping verb. So here it will be we haven't translated all the passage. Okay, the last one. Yes, she has washed the car. She has washed the car. Use have. Make a question with. So I will start with has. So I will start with has. She washed the car and question mark. Okay, to go for the next page. Write questions for the sentences. I haven't seen him for 10 years. I haven't seen him for 10 years. So we will make a question with how long. How long. After the question word we put the helping verb. So how long haven't, and I in the question turns to you seen him. and question mark. The next one. He had lunch at 3 o'clock. Use when. This sentence in the past simple, so we will use when did he have lunch? And question mark. Shireen went to the zoo to see animals. Why? This sentence in the past simple, so why did Shireen go to the zoo? And question mark. The next one. They have been at the ceremony for since yet already 10 o'clock. Yet comes in the negative sentence and in the end of the sentence. Already comes between the helping verb and the main verb. So we have for and since. Here he gives me the time that the action started, so we will use since. They have been at the ceremony since 10 o'clock. Number 2. Rose has been on holiday since 4 yet already. We will use for. Okay, because he gives me the period of the action. Number 3. Where he has gone he, has he gone he. Of course we can't use gone he. And of course after any question word we use or we put the helping verb. So we can't use he has gone. And of course we can use has gone he. We use the helping verb, then the pronoun or the subject and the verb. So where has he gone? I haven't seen my grandma since 4 yet already 2014. Yes, of course, since, yes. We know the started or the time that the action started. The next one, rewrite the following sentences. He started his work at 2 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock now. And use for. First, for is a keyword for the present perfect, so we will change the tense of the sentence to the present perfect. And when I have the verb started or start or began, I will delete them and focus on the meaning of the sentence. Here he started his work, so he worked. So I will use the verb work. So I will say he has worked for, and from 2 to 9 o'clock it's 7 hours. So he has worked for 7 hours. Number 2, they have been married since 1986. Use for. So they have been married for from 1986 to 2020, they are 34 years. They have been married for 34 years. And the last one, I had a headache once I got up. So we will use since. Since is a keyword for the present perfect. So I will say I have had a headache since I got up. Okay. Now with the last exercise for today. Here, supply the missing part in the following dialogue. It's a conversation between Radwa and a tourist. Excuse me, where do you come from? Okay, we will read all the dialogue first. What is the weather like in USA? Yes, it's my first time to visit Egypt. Enjoy your time in Egypt. Okay, let's answer number 1. Excuse me, where do you come from? Here we see that Radwa in the next question will ask about the weather in USA. So this tourist is from the USA. So he will say I come from USA, or I am from USA. Number 2, what is the weather like in USA? You can say whatever you want. For example, it's very nice. Number 3, it's a question and the answer, yes, it's my first time to Egypt. So this answer started with yes, so it's a yes or no question, started with a helping verb. So I will say, is this your first time to visit Egypt? And question mark. Enjoy your time in Egypt. We can say thank you. And this is what we have for today. We will meet in another time. Thank you. Bye.